this chicken tractor right here, I'm raising Cornish cross chickens for meat. And I move them on to fresh grass each day so that way they can eat the grass and then the bugs, and also leave some fertilizer behind. And I got this design for this chicken tractor based off the Joel Salatin Polyface Farms chicken tractor that they use. They have a lot bigger version, and I just modified it to fit the context of what I have here on my homestead. And over the years, I've used several different versions, but I think back to that very first chicken tractor that I made when we didn't have a lot of money, and I'm like, oh, we've come a long way since then. And when my kids see this picture of the chicken tractor that I first built, they were like, man, Dad, even your chickens were poor back then. Well, recently I had the opportunity to spend some time with Sydney and Tori from the Naked Gardeners on YouTube. And they call themselves Naked Gardeners not because they garden without any clothes on. No, they call themselves the Naked Gardeners because they strive to garden in a way that is free from chemical pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides, and strive to get back to the way things were originally meant to be grown. And while I was there, he showed me his setup for his meat chickens. I see you got the John Siskovich style going on over there, / soda land.
Yes.
Are those meat birds over there?
Yes, these are our meat birds. So these two right here are American breed chickens. They're more of a heritage breed that start out in France.
Okay.
Now, they were saying that those were supposed to be the best tasting chickens out there. They said that your last 2 weeks, you're supposed to ferment the corn to kind of get their meat to marble, kind of like steak, sirloin steak. So we're gonna try that out.
Ooh, man, got me getting hungry and mouth watering already. It sounds good.
Yeah, so when I first heard that, I was like, yeah, we got to get that. Ever heard of the American breeds before?
I have. I haven't grown them before, but I've wanted to.
Yeah. Now y'all don't do the John Siskovich meat tractor, do y'all? Do the Joe Salatin?
I do a version of it. I've kind of shrank his down to meet ours, but I would like to build one of these. Do you really like this style, John Siskovich style?
Yeah. So this one was the first one, and it was too heavy for the missus since she's home most of the time, so she has to move it, and it's real heavy. So what I did, this was the second one we did, and I just ripped it in half instead of being the full 2x4s.
Yep.
And it was a lot easier, but I forgot to add the height to it.
Oh yeah, you got to squat down.
Yeah, so that one's our final one, and this one we're going to use as our permanent breeder pen. So what I did with this one, I added some roosting bar, and I added this so we have an automatic door on there, so that way we can have them go in and out. But these Red Rangers are forever eating.
Yeah, they're kind of similar to the Cornish crosses. They will just keep eating and eating.
Yeah, they are. I mean, as soon as I put food in there, about like an hour later, it's gone. I'm like, oh.
Cornish crosses will do that.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting some on the 27th.
There we go. These look great though.
Yeah.
So are you moving these once or twice a day?
We move both of these twice a day.
Okay.
And we're about to probably, what time is it? Probably be moving these now.
To easily move his chickens, Sydney connects wheels to the back of the chicken tractor. This makes moving them onto a new patch of grass much easier for him. Next, he heads to the front of the tractor to give it a pull with an attached rope or cable. And then he pulls them on to that new patch of grass. And for his specialty chickens, he gave me the honor of moving them. So this was my very first time moving one of these tractors. Sydney also ferments his chicken feed. This not only saves money, it also increases the nutritional benefits of the feed by adding beneficial bacteria as well as making the protein more available for the chickens. And here we see one of my favorite things about his chicken tractor is how easily he can get in there, tend to them, and provide them with feed. And these Red Rangers really love chowing it down. But his gourmet chickens aren't as aggressive with the feed.
Yeah, they're not attacking it right now. Yeah.
So I definitely like this tractor, and I'm definitely gonna be building one of these, I think.
Now,
And you're gonna be helping me out, right? Because you like to build.
yeah.
That is great. I must admit, I'm pretty impressed with Sydney's setup for his chickens. In addition to the tractors that he has for his meat birds, he also has a Justin Rhodes inspired chickshaw for his egg layers. And in addition to that, he has something I've never seen before here in the US, and that is a Jeff Lawton, who's the Australian permaculture guy. He has one of his chicken tractors set up on his place as well. For a number of years now, I've raised chickens and ducks for eggs and meat. And the meat birds we've done in these Joel Salton style chicken tractors. But one of the disadvantages that I have learned over the years is that they can be hard to get in and out of when you need to tend to the birds, or when it's processing time, you need to get them out of there. It can be hard to get them out of there. So just seeing Sydney's and how he's a bigger guy and he can easily get in and out of those John Tuscovich style chicken tractors, it's inspired me to build some for myself. And I got the materials to do so. Also, while we were spending time with the Naked Gardeners, they also showed us a number of the other things that they're doing. They showed us their grow room, their plant starts, their vegetable garden, and I must admit, his workshop, I'm a little jealous of because I don't have an official workshop here. But that's okay, that's great for him. And they're also trying their hand at raising ducks. Sydney has this really neat duck coop with the funnel on it. Never really seen that before.
So I was looking for something for ducks, and there's really nothing online that you can really find ducks. And since we're all about, I wanted to, at first I was gonna make it mobile or stationary, but then I was like, well, if we want to make this soil get better, I need to have some type of way to move it. So I added the wheels on there and did the 1-inch fabric cloth on there, kind of like what Justin Rhodes does on his chicken tractors and stuff, to make it easy to clean out.
Yeah, this was good.
Yeah.
So then, do the ducks go up this run here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. At first, it was kind of hard to try to get them up there, but now they're getting used to it to where we don't have to call them in. They're actually going in now. We took your advice and let them feed out here, and then we just keep their feed right up in there. So when it's time to go in, they'll go in now.
There we go. That's fantastic. You like that idea you got there? It's a nice little run there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to make another one a little bit lower so I don't have to use this long ramp, because we were going to make it just kind of here, and it was too slanted, and I knew that wasn't going to be too good for them.
That is pretty neat.
Yeah. And we use these as dividers, as a funnel to keep them going in.
Hey,
going in
I know what you mean. Wow.
Learn a little bit from you.
Oh, it'd be neat if it could fold up on there.
And that was my initial concept, was doing something where I could fold it up and when I move it. But when I did that way, it was just too of an incline.
Yeah.
So I was like, so that's why when I make another one, I'm not going to make it as high, so that way when I can have it just fold in and out like that.
But I absolutely love the concept. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, we're going to eventually give this to the chickens, because it just protect them a lot better during the cold from the chicken tractor that we had. Gives them ventilation up here. Got the tinted roofing up there so they still could get sunlight and stuff. So
there we go. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Well, for a number of years, I've incubated eggs, both ducks and chickens. And just so happened to be, while we were spending time with Sydney and Tori, they started having ducklings hatch for the very first time.
Aren't they so cute? Do you want to put another brooder? This is my first time. You're the expert.
That one's in the hole.
Yeah, that one's trying to come out.
There we go.
What kind of timing was this for you guys to come here?
There we go.
Dip its beak in water, let them know where it is.
Oh, little babies.
Do it so your incubator doesn't change temperature a whole bunch.
That's why I was scared to open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thank you for doing that.
I would let-
because I'm like, man, I'm glad I had expert duck people. Like literally, this is God. This is God at work right now.
This is both of them. We're ready to come out soon though, but we'll just give them a few more
probably
minutes.
about
And it
another hour.
encourages the rest of them to like hatch too.
And there was another.
In addition to seeing around their homestead, we also had a really enjoyable time fellowshipping and enjoying a wonderful meal with Sydney and Tori. So that's some of your turkey right there?
Yeah, this is some of our turkey and homemade barbecue sauce.
Oh man, he's wooing me over barbecue sauce. You guys know how I like barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I'm a barbecue sauce fan too. I like my French fries, anything. I'll dip in it. That's my dipping sauce.
Oh man. So how do you make your barbecue sauce? I gotta know.
it might be a
Consensus up now, or is it just?
If I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you and get rid of all the evidence. No, it's real simple. It's mostly a brown sugar base with a lot of spices and some ketchup. And it's just real. You just put it on the stove, warm it up, and just let it infuse all in together. And
You also put like cayenne and all kinds of spices into it. No, there's a story. I've been asking for this recipe. That's why I'm like looking at him sideways. I literally tried to take
she
a
has
picture.
to leave the room when I make this.
Yeah. I tried to take a picture of his phone where he has
the ingredients on it.
yeah, no, like he won't tell me.
But he's gonna tell the pit farmer. It's like, I just got my family war here.
See what you call this?
Well, maybe this is the introduction of your final reveal of it. Finally reveal it. And you need to do a video on it.
Yeah, thank you for that setup.
Award-winning barbecue.
Man, this turkey is so great. And I think this is actually the first time I've ever had like farm fresh turkey that somebody raised before. And you guys are saying this was your first time having it too when you ate it for the first time.
Yeah.
So before you actually processed an animal, did you have any doubts of whether you could do it or not?
So the funny story about this, she was supposed to be our butcherer because I have a thing about blood and stuff like that.
Military guy.
Yeah. And so
How did that happen as a military guy?
I don't know.
He was in Air Force.
Oh, okay.
So it was come time to butcher it, and she was getting all nervous about it, and I was like, "Look, we don't got all day for this." So I just did it, and I took over it, and went through the first 5 turkeys, processed the first 5 turkeys from.
I was like, you're doing good.
And so I'm like, it came around noontime, it was getting kind of old, and carrying them about 40, 60 yards from where they were at. I said, look, I'm going to have to butcher them and scald them and stuff. You're just going to have to, do all the gut stuff. And she's like, well, you got to show me how. I was like, all right, I'll show you the first 2. After that, I'll walk you through it your next 2, then you're on your own. However they end up, it's so be it.
But part of the thing is that at that point, like they had been attacking me for 2 weeks. So like I didn't want to, like maybe I should have been more motivated.
One of those things.
Yeah, but it took 8 hours for those 16 turkeys, though.
Yeah.
But it was well rewarding after that, though.
Yeah. And Big Bear Homestead, they actually showed us like how to process chickens. And so we just took those same methods and applied it here. But when we went to go do that with the chickens, they were really showing me how to process chickens. And it was understood that it was going to be me doing that.
Yeah, and after that, I don't mind. After all the guts and stuff, I could do the quartered up because I love to cook and barbecue.
Chef, yeah.
But he saw me there, like actually like doing it, and all of a sudden you stepped forward.
Yeah,
and
I'm like,
did
I can't let her show me up. Where do I cut it?
And that's what happened.
So fast forward after you had completed the whole process of processing. How did it feel? How was it rewarding? Did you feel like you accomplished something? How did that feel?
It was rewarding. the gratification of everything, it was good, but we were tired. I was sore the next day because those turkeys, I thought they were going to be like 30, 40 pounds. And I was like, oh man, they're only 14, 15 pounds. I was like, oh, but it still was good and everything. And then a lot of our family members for Thanksgiving, it was nice to, everything that we was cooking from our collards and the turkey was basically off of our land. So that was a, blessing to show them what we're doing, that it's just not for YouTube, it's actually real life type ordeal. So,
and just to be sustainable, like to have our own and care for our own and know that we can feed ourselves. Like to me, that's rewarding.
Yeah. So do you think you will continue to do that? I know you got some more chickens out there that will be coming up, but do you think you'll do turkeys again and continue on with butchering your own?
I want to do turkeys again. She was against turkeys, but I was able to train them and out-muscle them. They was just attacking her. I love turkeys and ducks because they make your mind think. And with chickens, it's just very simple. You can know what they're going to do. With turkeys, you have to
it's a challenge that he likes. He likes the challenge.
So I definitely would do turkeys again, more of a heritage breed, and we're ready to process our next birds at the end of this month. So.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, what would you say to somebody who's considering doing it, but maybe they're a little reluctant and somewhat scared, kind of going through some of the feelings that you all went through and that I went through, of wondering if they could do it or not?
I would say find a mentor or find somebody locally that will show them the ropes. Do it 1 or 2 times, get your hands on in there, and just go that route. Who was y'all first time? Who showed y'all how to do it the first time?
Let's see, the first time.
The first time you just did it on your own.
Yeah, we did that. We did that in the city, and we just it was on the clothesline and just slitting the necks right there. Probably wasn't the prettiest sight in the world, but for me, I know that I was like, I need to see if I can actually do this. And we did it, and they were Rhode Island Reds. They weren't really like meat birds; they were more probably like stew birds. But hey, we did it.
Yeah.
But Jason and Lorraine, we went up and we helped them process one day from Southerland.
Yeah.
And they really, showed us.
Yeah. And we'd seen videos from Joe Sal's and all over YouTube, but when we went to go, like Lacie said, to see Jason and Lorraine at Soda Land, and we actually were hands-on, seeing how they use a plucker and actually how to do it in an efficient way, that helped us out a lot. So I totally agree with you.
Yeah, the first time that we went to go do it to learn how to do it, the plucker didn't work.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So we actually got the full-on by hand.
That was just the first time.
I was like,
And so we were like, we're definitely gonna have
definitely
a plucker.
get the plucker.
Now that was a really good time hanging out with Sydney and Tori. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out their YouTube channel, The Naked Gardeners. I'll provide the link in the show notes below, so make sure you check it out. Also down there, I'll leave the links for the chickens that Sydney is raising from Murray McMurray Hatchery. Well, I got some work to do. See you next time.